Welcome everyone to Growing Up Alien. I had mentioned before in another video that back home on Era, I operated something like what you would call a mystic. That continues here. I think it's part of what I'm supposed to do anyway, other than being an observer and a reporter of things. I think that stage is kind of finished. I think the mystic stage, maybe, well, I don't know what else to do actually, so I'm going to stick with it. That's basically waiting for the rest of the things. Anyway, they say we're supposed to be energy anchors, frequency anchors. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to do it this way. So, um, I read cards intuitively. So it's kind of a form of telepathic communication for me where when I look at the cards, I get a download of information that pertains to that particular card. So today I decided to, excuse me, pull some cards concerning the election that's coming up in the United States. I don't have any interest in government. I probably mentioned this before. Couldn't care less. I don't even know why humans want governments. I think they're stupid. Um, I never had any interest in any of this stuff. I don't care about politics. I don't care about any of it. I don't care about religion. I have no interest. Um, but they do obviously shape a lot of what's been happening because it's a way for people to give away their power, basically. You're giving away your power to somebody else. I don't care how wonderful your government is. Really, you're taking a chance by electing, appointing, hiring, whatever you do. Whenever you put another being above you with power over you, you need to really be sure 100% that that being or collection of beings, which is even more dangerous, is going to be operating in your interest. Personally, I'm not that trusting. I may not be, I have a problem with trust. I'll be honest, yes. But to give away your everything basically to an institution or a group of individuals that has extreme power over you, frankly, that's pretty dangerous. Anyway, that's what you guys do on this planet. More power to you. Looks like it hasn't really been serving you very well. So I think it's at a time or a breaking point, I hope, in your evolution that now you're rethinking giving away so much of your life basically to these beings. I mean, they've killed you, you know. It's like by the millions probably. I mean, yeah. So the upcoming election is what the main point I want to give across here is that please be careful with this because the cabal's goal with this election is to get you guys to fight, to create civil war, to create sectarian violence. That's their goal. So if you're running around with yard signs and all that kind of stuff about who you want to vote for, all you're doing is feeding into the cabal. You're doing exactly what they want you to do, creating division, creating sectarianism, creating the us and them, creating the other, fighting. So I just hope for people to sit back and think about that. I don't care who you vote for, seriously. But the act of this election type stuff that you've seen grow ever more divisive in the United States is on purpose, and you guys fell right into it. It is to get you to hate each other because the cabal controls you through fear, through hate, through categorizing, and you guys are doing all that. Okay, I just want to be clear about that. So when I pulled the cards concerning the election, this is a fairly common card pull that I've been getting the past several years, that everything's going to be okay. And they keep saying that everything's going to be okay. So the point I want to make is no matter what happens, I think what I want you guys to understand is that you need to not fall prey to your governments. You know, if you all stood up today, the government would fall. What would it do? There's too many of you. There's too many. I was just watching Ancient Aliens the other day, and they one of the older episodes where this young man had gone on, I think, Facebook, and he said, "Let's storm Area 51." And it went viral. So all of these people started to say, "I'm going to be there the day that you have chosen. I'm going to be there to do this, right? To take back our power." Yeah, you have a right to know what's going on in your planet. You have, me to say that again. You have a right to know what's going on your planet. No one has any power to hide from you what they're doing over you on your planet. So this young man put this thing together. It got a lot bigger than he ever expected it to. And the more and more people that way, it was quite, you know, it was a million, almost thousands, never a million, thousands. We needed a million, but I think it was thousands of people. So then, of course, obviously, you know, the Pentagon's like, uh-oh, what's going on with this, right? Because they don't want this. See, the biggest, the biggest thing your government fears is you uniting. It's that simple. Put aside your differences, come together. There's nothing they could do. If millions of you came together and said, "This is my planet, you don't control me anymore," what would they do? Kill all of you? So they panicked, once this thing started to take off. Yeah, they were going to kill people totally. They got stuff in Area 51. You all know how I was preaching to the choir. Yeah. Yeah. So if you unite, this is the point. Anyway, long story. If you unite, you win. Okay, it's that simple. You unite, you win. So the first card here, I read these intuitively, like I said. The first card represents, for me, the deep state, the Illuminati, the Cabal, whatever you want to call them, right? The group of despots, violent individuals that are controlling humanity. Okay. And now they're fighting for their lives, and they'll do anything, of course, you know. They have brainwashed humanity to desire being kept in a childlike state, to desire giving up your control, the desire to creating situations where certain individuals terrorize you, you know. It's control, it's deception. Everything they do is deception. It's dangerous conformity. It's forced belief. It's fear. And, you know, I think we all know with the fear aspect of these people that they would most certainly enforce violence over anyone through incarceration, through death, through punishment, whatever. They love punishment. Everything these guys do is based on punishment. They work from division, through violence as their tool, through warfare, through all pain, everything that is pain. They work through poisoning humanity, poisoning the earth, pitting you against each other for their own power. And that's what elections are all about. They're not about democracy. They're there to create separation, sectarianism, and a fracturing of your society. Your elections are not uniting your people. They're fracturing them. You guys are heading towards a slippery slope of civil war. Divide and conquer. They want this, okay? They want you picking sides. They want you fighting amongst yourselves. They delight in that. That is how they survive. That is what they feed off of. Your governments, your religions, your cabal, the deep state, whatever you want to call them, they control knowledge. They control technology. They control money. They control power. They are nothing but despots. They use mind control. They are a cult. They have put you in a cult. It is a cult of fear. The next card. This election is going to be a juggling act. That is what this character here, this character, for me, what I've been told represents the media. It is a juggling act. The media and a lot of what you're viewing, just be aware of that, is a wind, is a tornado. If you look at the water here is lapping, the water is all being driven by the wind, right? Wind, the voice. What you're being told by the media, what you're being told by those who wish to foment violence, to foment division, to create sectarianism, to create an us and them. Be wary of that. The wind is whipping the waters, which are you, the societies, the people, whipping you up into a frenzy in this juggling act. This illusion is of democracy. It is just an illusion, but it's simply a house of cards. Because if you look at this jester, right, your media is nothing but a court jester that works for a feudal dictator. The media is being blown here in the wind. It's having a hard time standing on that rock. It's a slippery rock. It's a slippery rock, and you know it's going to fall. It's going to slip on its own filth, on its own lies. Because in between these two sides here, these two pentacles, the Democrats, the Republicans, whatever you want to call them, they're all, that's a joke. There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow. So despite the silliness, that's all it is, child's play that your media, that your government is trying to do right now, its foundation is nothing. It's so slippery. It's being blown away. There is a rainbow. You have been fooled for decades by this house of cards that is soon to fall. This sleight of hand. There's a ship arriving in the distance. So even though the elections and the democracy of the United States is nothing but a shit show, is nothing but a joke, a sleight of hand, a magician who fools you, in the distance, it's heralding disclosure. So no matter what happens, okay, no matter what happens in this circus of idiocy, there is a rainbow between those two pentacles. And it is heralding a ship of disclosure. Nothing is going to stop that. Because in your next card, you have your return to innocence. This is the outcome of this ridiculous storm. It's a return to innocence after the storm, a resurgence of prosperity, of blessings, the symbol of the sunflower. It's transformation. There's a butterfly. There's a frog. The tadpole even shifts from a water to that of the amphibian, a land and water creature. Transformation. The butterfly is the frog. It is all of us really longing for this childlike curiosity, this innocence, this delight, this joy for life. This getting up. Can you imagine getting up in the morning? Excited, blissful. Wow, wouldn't that be something? Don't you deserve that? Love, play, enjoying a carefree life. This is what we long for. This is what we deserve. This is what you're meant to have. This is what your leaders, this is what the despots, this is what your religions, this is what they stole from you. They stole your life. They stole the life you were supposed to live because they can't understand this. They are so dark. And it's sad. I don't think many will ever be healed. But that is their choice not to be healed, of course. They don't understand this. How sad. I do have great compassion, sympathy for beings like that, for beings that only know violence and hatred, and it's just so sad. Really, it is. It is. Or they're going to pay, obviously, like I say, they're going to pay for what they've done, because what they've done is monstrous. So they're going to pay for that. But this carefree life is what we need. This is what you deserve. This is what you need to stand up for. It's what the Cabal has stole from you. Unity. The kitten smiles at the mice. The magic of innocence, security, and unity. That's what's coming in. The next card I won't spend much time with because it's pretty much self-explicit. It is the success of the United States, symbolized, of course, by the bald eagle, and of course the knight riding the white horse, and the color blue and gold. Those are colors of the United States. Please don't understand. I don't want anyone to think this is like the blue, right? No, no, no. The United States itself, for me, and what I've been told, is symbolized by blue. And whenever this card is pulled, the Knight of Swords, that symbolizes the United States. So it will rise again. Why the United States? You know, the United States was, in the 20th century, the stronghold of the Cabal. Yes, the Cabal, of course, is global, but the United States has really been the Death Star. Let's just say it was gonna be the Death Star, and it definitely was. Yeah, it was the leader of evil, you know. So yeah, it's gonna rise again. It's gonna rise again. The Two of Cups card, always when it comes for me, is the union of Earth and upstairs, our star brothers and sisters. Finally, with the fall of your captors, you will once again be where you're supposed to be, a galactic civilization. The Two of Cups, as you can see, a beautiful two cups coming together, the male, the female. So the female here is symbolizes Earth, and the male symbolizes the other planets, the other people upstairs. And the two cups, it's almost a marriage. That's really what this is going to be. It's a marriage of love between the male and the female here, the symbols of that, of the Earth and of the other planets. So you will have that in a most delightful, abundant, loving, compassionate. I just can't put words to this. It's going to be magic. So, of course, justice speaks for itself. Justice is the next card. Justice, finally. You waited so long. We've all waited for so long. It's too long. It's too long. We waited for too long. Let's go. Let's get this going. Come on, guys. Let's unite. Unite. What is the secret sauce? Unity. And the last card, such a peaceful, beautiful card, the Queen of Cups. But this card holds a tiredness to it. When you look at the woman in this card, it's beautiful, peaceful, gentle female figure. Boy, there's such the dogs are sitting down there. They've had it, you know. I think we've all had it. We've had it. There's a tiredness, a weariness, such a weariness. So sad. The lily, you can't really see it in this here, but the lily, there's yellow lilies, gold. There's so much wealth in this, the gold, beautiful. The lily here symbolizes the fresh start. It's opportunity. It's peace. It's balance. It's spirituality. And I don't mean that in a religious sense at all. It's the dawn of a feminine energy. And here, when we see this female queen walking off of the table, leading us into the future, right? It's the divine balance of the sexes, which we've never had here on this planet, but which I've been used to on my planet. It's a divine balance. You guys need to feel that. It's amazing. It's amazing. And she represents a quiet safety, but yet she's guiding us. She represents quiet, gentle, safety, wisdom, youthfulness, but she's our guide and we follow her. This is going to be an age of wisdom and of loyalty, symbolized by the dogs. Loyalty to that which you should be loyal to, that which deserves your loyalty. A loyalty that keeps you safe, a loyalty that is reciprocated, a softness, a fairness. We have a union of the intellect with the spiritual. This is how you will progress technologically. In this union of the intellect with the spiritual, if you can remember how much the spiritual has been cast into the dirt. Why? The coldness, right? You have been trained to believe that your emotions don't matter, that the only thing that matters is ruthlessness, violence, coldness. Science is an act of coldness, of a perverted masculine. That was to hold you back. That was to prevent you from growing. And now you will understand that the only way forward is the union of the intellect with the spiritual, the heart and the mind, the body and the mind, the masculine and the feminine, serenity, and the endless possibility of actions yet to be birthed through this beautiful union, not only of the body and the mind, the intellect and the soul, but of the Terran, Earth human, and your brothers and sisters who love you so much from other planets. This is the new Earth. And this queen is guiding us there. She is guiding us off of the page into a future we can't see yet, but we'll know. That of the new Earth. Quiet, restful energy. We are so tired. We are so weary. But that's okay. We will have a place to rest in safety and love. No rush. Just peace in a dreamlike now. Suspended animation. We will just soak it in and relax in the magic that is our destiny together. I have one final card that I'm actually just going to read. They said, read the card as is. If I can dig it up, I'm always so unorganized, and that's how I like to be. That's how I like to be. Yeah, I don't feel a need for perfection. I just feel the need for flow, for doing, for being. So this card that I pulled finally, I said, I want to pull another card. And they said, yes, pull another card from a different deck. Okay, so I did. And the card that came out is Messenger. Ah, interesting. Sirius energy from the Sirius area, right? Those of you Syrians amongst us. Lovely guys, lovely group. Of course, that is where my friend Linda's husband, Will, was living on Sirius B. It wasn't very good for him there at the time. He's okay now. He's safe. We're going to be bringing Will back onto the show. But this is harmony and balance. And they said, I said, should I do anything with this card? And they said, no, just read it as it is. I said, okay, all right, I'll read it as it is. So, and what they were saying is this is what we all need to do. Okay. They said, how are you being called to bring harmony to your life or the planet, and both? How are you being called to honor the sacred masculine and feminine within you? And I mean, you can't beat what these guys do when they, and this isn't the galactics I normally talk to. These are higher non-physical beings that guide me in this kind of situation, able to manipulate energy and able to manipulate cards, right? Yeah. Yeah. So wow, yeah, I had just talked about that. This what we're going to be seeing is this balance, which is gone from our planet. There's no balance on our planet. That's why everything's all a shit show, right? So, it says you are part of the lineage of souls who have dedicated their lifetimes to the upliftment of the planet. And sure, many of you guys, right, are either extraterrestrials, right, or you are angelic, or you are elemental, and you are indigenous ancestor beings as well, right? Shamanic type beings. We're all here. The whole soup pot is here, which is why the Cabal can't win. They can't win. So we are returning time and again to see the light, the crystalline ones, the ones who are here to plant the sacredness of life back in, to honor both the sacred feminine and masculine. I want people to think about that. Just spend some time with that. Sacred, feminine, and masculine, because you need to erase all of that sexist stuff you've been told. Even the stuff that you were led to believe was beneficial. It was not. It was there to deceive. So wipe your slate clean and relook at the divine feminine and masculine. It is not a battle of the sexes. That in and of itself should have been a red flag. To usher a deep reverence back in. Many ascended masters are thought to be connected to the energy of Sirius, often appearing as a shade of blue. We have a lot of blue here too. They hold the frequency of pure love. Now, again, some of this stuff is they told me to read this. So take what resonates with you. And, I'm not going to vindicate any of this. I don't, work with ascended masters. I'm going to have, but I mean, I don't know if they're from Sirius or not. I guess, this is, anyway, take the important stuff that resonates. So they hold the frequency of pure love and are here to help the masculine and feminine exist in harmony, to ensure greater balance, to help us see that we're all connected and that the masculine and feminine energies exist within us all. You're being called to bring about the balance and harmony between the masculine and feminine, to be a guardian of harmony and balance on Earth. Think of the whales traveling around the globe, sharing love through their healing vibrational song. Their unique notes send balance and harmony to every corner of the planet. Well, actually, whales, those are not just on Earth, they're off-planet beings as well. So a rebalancing of the masculine and feminine is occurring worldwide. It's a resurgence of the sacred within us all, a returning of the sacred union within, a rekindling of heaven, our star friends, and earth, right? So when we say heavens, the star friends, not heaven and heaven, right? You can begin to bring harmony and balance by creating it in your own life. And that's really all we can do, right? So when we choose unity, unity spreads. The ripples will flow from there. You can honor and balance the sacred masculine and feminine energies within yourself and others. And that is what we are being called to do here during this tornado of activity that's going to be happening in the United States election. So please choose unity instead of division. And it's going to be our way forward to a new earth. And with that, I leave you with grace and gratitude.